So to get a little late night race in, I saw that there was enough to make it go official. I think there's like 15. So I figured I'd just jump in here and give it a run. See how many off tracks I can get. This tomorrow, I'm going to build a computer for Sheldon Rosenbaum, so he didn't live too far from me, so I'm going over to his house to do that for him. And then I have a pretty wicked work schedule next week, so this will probably be my last chance to run a Le Mans race. And this track has been killing me, so I want to try to do something good here. And I'm the #1 plate. Great. Which is alright. Oh wait, I'll look at something real quick. One thing I noticed,
5 laps of fuel left.
I just did a 329.2 or 1 or 4, something like, I don't know, something with low 329s. As relative humidity was low. There it is, relative humidity 22%. That relative humidity is low. Car is making a lot more horsepower.
They say you cut the course. You'll have to slow down and give up the time gained.
Slow down penalty in practice already. And I don't really recognize any of the people in this race, so I don't know who I'm up against. Habit to hit that pit limiter.
You got about 5 laps of fuel. Okay, here comes your first timed lap.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Slow down and give up the time gained.
First time I've ever gotten a slowdown penalty right there.
You got about 2 laps of fuel left.
Oh, it's max load on those outside tires.
One more lap.
Didn't want to cut that close. Give myself plenty of room. Gotta be kidding me.
Three minutes, 29.367. All right, there's the checkered flag.
A little inequity there. Good qual lap though. I don't know about keeping that up through the whole race. Yeah, see, this is... Man, I hope there's somebody going to keep me company in the chat of this stream then, because this is going to... It's just going to be a hot lap session, unfortunately.
I'm a subscriber to you there, John. And funny thing too, I'm also live streaming myself. It's nice. Your setup's probably way better than mine, though.
Well, you know, I'm live streaming on YouTube also.
I'm not on YouTube though.
Oh. Well, thanks for being a subscriber, Tyler.
Yeah. I just hope I can last the whole race and not wreck myself, because the rear end of this car likes to be very squirrely on me at times.
On the right side. Pit road is closed.
Who else was it said they were streaming?
Me. I'm live streaming on Twitch.
Yeah, I knew you were. So somebody else said they were as well, I thought.
I'm live streaming on YouTube.
Oh, right on. I'll have to check it out. What's your channel name?
Same thing as the name on the relative. Scott Page.
Ah, you're original like me. Alright, I'll check it out.
Yes, sir. I'll check yours out and subscribe. How long is this race?
It's a great time to ask that.
I want to say hour and 30 minutes, just because of it being Le Mans.
1 hour.
I don't know why it's just 2 laps to begin. I was really confused.
It's an hour long.
Awesome.
Alright, so hopefully somebody shows up in the stream. Usually stream this late at night.
Everybody.
So I don't know. Edward Lack should be awake, but young college guy is probably doing something else this time of night. So I have a feeling I'm going to need the company. Looking at the qualifying times, second place is 10 seconds behind me. But it leaves me a good gap for slowdown penalties.
The pace car is in. Green, green, green.
Hey, I managed to dodge the slowdown penalty. Hey, schmuck. That just sounds so cool. Yeah, there was a pretty decent field for this time of night, so I jumped in here. Be my last chance to probably race this track, because I got a lot of stuff going on tomorrow and Monday. Unfortunately, there wasn't anybody really fast in here. There's the qualifying results. Only 4 of us completed a qualifying lap. Maybe Matthew
Well,
Mulliner
I
will
just
be
had
quick.
an odd cut the course penalty.
Yeah, me too, man.
And people on my stream were placing over/under bets on how many cut courses I'd get, and I think they settled at 10.
Yeah, and the odd thing was, is like that long strip back straight, it's like I'm just went a little wide, but I lost time in it that I cut the course, so I was like, what the heck? Kind of odd.
Yeah, you know, this track's deceptively hard if you don't have a lot of practice. Hell, it's showing for me, even with practice, it's hard. I think it, you know, I test it till you go in thinking it's easy because there's all these long straightaways, but you never get into a rhythm with the corners because of it. And I think it just kind of throws you off.
Thank you.
3 minutes 36.61.
Yep, drop tire pressures into the basement. I'm finding on the HPD. Oh, yeah, thanks, Justin. Yeah, I've been racing for a good bit. I came back. I'm really not even cleared yet to be doing this, but I feel all right. Yeah, like on the HPD especially. Don't like my tire pressures getting over 23. Early 23 is 23.5 is the hard limit. Kind of the same way 27 was before. Yeah, I gotta run them down low. I like them hot to kind of get right close to 23. I don't really like them to go over it. Now this is a really fast track because the relative humidity is only like 22%. That's the biggest effect here at Le Mans is the humidity, because higher humidity robs the engine power and you spend so much time at full throttle. I've gone faster times with higher track temps just because the humidity was low. Well, let me get back onto a long straight and I'll see what you guys said there. When I get to the Mulsanne straight, I'll be able to read them.
3 minutes 31.1.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. I didn't realize it was an hour and 15-minute race. Thought it was an hour, so I didn't have the right fuel strategy. 2 stops didn't help me at all. It doesn't work. So I can say with confidence the 2-stop strategy in the hour race isn't the way to go. It was a good race though. At least it was until I realized I was going to have to stop again. I really like this track too. It's a shame my results here have just been terrible. But you know, there was a point when at Road Atlanta, I think my first 22 races there, I had just miserable results, and then all of a sudden I started winning like 5 out of 6 races. Including leading 9.5 hours of the top split at Petit Le Mans the last year they had the HPD, before one of my teammates decided to wreck the car when we had a 3-lap lead over Radicals Online. So that wasn't always a good track for me. But I always liked it, so I was determined to get better there. And I like this track, so maybe I'll get better here. So far this week I'm averaging like 7 slowdown penalties a race. It was way too many to have a chance to win. Yeah, it's funny how that happens. Just all at once. Just the tables turn. And unfortunately for me, one of the tracks that I like the least, I've always been dominant at, and that's Daytona. I just can't stand that track, but for some reason I'm fast there. Oh, it was harsh, man. It was harsh. We gave him crap for it. You know, we constantly make jokes even 2 years later. But it was kind of rough because we had a 3-lap lead, and you know there was Radicals Online and a couple other really good teams that we were up against. And we just had things go our way in the race. We had the pace. I mean, we took the lead on pace, and then them and Gecko Vortex ran into issues, and so then we ended up getting a 3-lap lead after it was all said and done, after 9.5 hours of a 10-hour race. 30 minutes to go. It'd have been nice to win that, but oh well.
Of course I would. Spin out.
Yeah. I don't see too much old Kev anymore. I know he got kind of busy and all. Hadn't really been around iRacing as much, but always liked having him around. That's got to be one of my most loved turns in all of racing. I love that turn. You come in there so fast, you're on the brakes, you have to have a delicate balance to not spin the car and not scrub off too much speed. It's just it just has such a good feel to it when you get it right.
Minute 31.132.
Low 2 minutes. If I remember correctly, I think it's low 2 minutes. Like 2:03, something like that, 2:04. But I don't know with these tires. With this new tire, I'm not sure. It could be totally different.
And of course now I wreck it, even though it's completely stable. Yep.
Yeah, that's what he told me when he left the league. I left him on the roster in case he ever gets a chance he can come run with us. Oh, Tyler. Oh, that sucks. Tracks like this in Nürburgring, this really suck when you crash out of them because so much goes into just joining the damn race, as long as it takes the load and everything. Yeah, it's just seat time. I was running in a practice session at Mosport in GT3 a little while ago before I came in here, and I just noticed I probably ran like 40 laps. I've never driven a GT3 at Mosport before. I just noticed that about every 5 laps or so, I would find a little bit of time. And at first, the fastest laps in the room, I was like, man, there's no way. And then, you know, after 30 laps, I was right there with them. So it's just running laps is all it is. Get the setup to where it feels okay for you, and then don't touch it again. Just run laps with it. Redundancy. You gotta be like NASA. Do everything with redundancy.
got about 5 laps of fuel. Three minutes 30.691.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it kind of conflicts with our league time, doesn't it? My daughter had a race today in karts, in North Texas karting. She got third. Now tomorrow, I guess she's gonna go to DKC and go race. Kind of a last-minute decision to go enter their races. But I'm not gonna go, which I feel shitty. But I already committed to go into another guy's house to go build his computer for him.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah, you know, I did a setup building session at Road Atlanta. One of my videos, I don't know, it's like my third or fourth oldest video, or I don't know, it's like 3 or 4 videos ago. I did a setup build at Road Atlanta, and I demonstrated where the baseline was pretty much just as fast as my setup. It just didn't feel right for me. So one of the things I mentioned in there is making sure you drive something enough to make sure it's not you making the mistake, not the setup. Unless you can positively identify it doing something you don't like, don't tinker with it too much.
Three minutes 30.724. Car right. Clear on the right. Car on your left. Clear on the left.
Let me have the inside on corner exit, that way you don't have to scrub your speed.
Info. You snuck up on me a little bit faster than I thought you.
Yeah, that's the one spot on this track where we really, that and the Porsche cars, where we really have an advantage on the GT1s. On the straightaways, we don't have much of an advantage at all. Yeah, remember, the best thing to do when you're exiting the corner with a prototype coming is stay on your racing line. You know, you don't you don't hug an exit or your turn normally, so don't do it when we're coming up because we can turn in sharper than y'all can. You don't lose any time at all. We go right by on the inside at the exit. You never even knew we were there. And it's the safest manner because we're not crossing paths with each other. Damn, all the HPDs are out. For a car that's supposed to be so easy to drive, it sure does have a really high attrition rate. Of course, I always say there's nothing easy about any of these cars at the limit. The limit is the limit. No matter what car it is, they're all hard on the limit. The difference between this one and the GT cars is you're entering the corners so much faster. There's just no room for error at all. Things happen really quick. A little mistake and next thing you know you're facing the wrong direction. No such thing as a slow spin in this car. Whoa! I don't know what happened there. Something caught the bottom of the car. That curve did, I guess. And just flipped me straight out.
Thank you guys.
3 minutes. 42.
Yeah, I'll get it. I don't think I'll race it though. I don't know. I'm more of a P2 guy. But yeah, I mean, I'm a prototype freak. I mean, I love prototypes, always have since I was a kid. So, yeah, I'll definitely get it. I just don't know how much I'll race it. I'll probably stick more with a P2 car. That's what I really hope they build more than anything else, is a modern P2. The only problem is one of the things I really like about this car is open cockpit. And, you know, now there's no more open cockpit P2s. I still don't know what happened back there in the Ford chicane. Something just grabbed the bottom of the car and flicked the rear end around. I guess that curve was a little taller than I thought, but I've gone over it a bunch of times and not had it do that. Because it wasn't like a bounce, it was like a hard grab and like flicked, like it just flicked me off. Oh well. So it didn't damage the car, I guess. Or I don't know how bad it did. I'm sure I got a little aero damage on the underside, but... yeah, Prototype Challenge, not P2s. Prototype Challenge is a totally different car. Prototype Crash. Those guys can't stop hitting everything with those things. And they're going away this year. This is the last year. Yeah, the tech of the hybrid cars is awesome. Seeing them in person too, like especially the Audi, which I'm sad to see going away because the diesel Audi at Coda, it would come out of the hairpin in the darkness and you couldn't hear them at all. They were completely silent and they go shooting by. It was cool as hell at night. The Porsche was still loud. Is this a gas hybrid? Yeah, I think they're working on something with them. I just wait patiently. In the interim, I don't mind racing this car. This car is just a laugh a minute. I love it. It has the cleanest, most responsive force feedback in iRacing. That's why I love it. The feedback is so connected on this car. But it has the most downforce of any car in iRacing as well, so that kind of has something to do with it. The Lotus 79 has a lot of force feedback, but there's a lot of chatter to it that bugs me. Yeah, I'm waiting for the Ferrari. That'll be the car that actually takes me out of this one. Will be when we get the 488. A friend of mine has a Huracan. I drove it the other day, and I'm still Ferrari all the way. Yeah, that'd be a good combo. But yeah, the Lamborghini that's in IMSA is a GTD, which is a GT3 car. That's the problem is Pratt and Miller are really difficult to work with, and that's where their hang-up is with the Corvette. Yeah, the Ford GT, it'd be easy to update. Just record a whoopee cushion over and over. You have all the engine sounds you need, and then just make a prototype like they did. Yeah, they've been rumoring mid-engine vet for a better part of 20 years. It ain't happening anytime soon. That would be awesome if they added the Audi with the 919s. You had a diesel and a gas hybrid. Yeah, there's been pictures in the past of them testing stuff like that, and it's just, I don't know, it's not something that I hold my breath on. The Corvette purists, you know, go up in arms about stuff like that, so we'll see what happens. I mean, if they really want to be able to compete with the likes of Ferrari without BOP being heavily in their favor, then they really need to go mid-engine. A front engine car with that much front weight is always going to fade over a race a lot worse than the mid-engine car. Why? So he can hit more people? Yeah, Jeff did a pretty good job in the Daytona 24, but shows that the Taylor brothers and Angelelli were much faster than him in that car, though. He'd have to, if he's going to run with those guys, though, he'd have to run in a Corvette because we don't have any American prototypes at Le Mans. Yeah. I'm interested to see what they do with these new DPIs since they are LMP2 cars, by their architecture. I'm interested to see if they get the go ahead to race them at Le Mans. That'd be cool. I'd like to see a couple American DPI teams go over there. Yeah, right? Man, he destroyed that car when he hit that pit wall. He hit that pit wall hard. God, I love this turn. I hate this one. I go from one of my most loved turns in all of racing to one of my most hated turns in all of racing. Go in and pit. Alright, this is a dicey pit entry here too. Got that little chicane right there. And then this deceptive straight right there into that real slow entry. You gotta be real careful. Alright, so my dash meter tells me I need to put in 80 pounds of fuel, but I know that's not right. I'm gonna put in 68, and I still think that's too much. This track really throws off the fuel meter. Hey man, take it easy. Thanks for coming in and keeping me company through this. Because Lord knows I would have drifted already and hit the wall about 5 times without you guys in here. Yeah, he did. Once he settled in, he did pretty good. Optional repairs, 34 seconds. That's from that hit on the on that curb. That's funny. I'm gonna let it do a little bit of the repairs. Sit here and let these two guys catch up with me. Hell, I'll just let them. I'll do the full repairs. I'll catch these guys back. I ain't worried about it. Oh, he's coming in anyway. Never mind. They won't even get to me. Now, Jeff Gordon's a shoe, man. That dude can drive. He's good in anything he's ever driven. You used to always say, they used to argue who the best driver was back when he was on his streak of winning like every road course race. I was like, Gordon's the best driver because he can race it all. Can't believe I had 30 seconds of repairs from that curb. It's wild. Yeah, you know, I was never a Gordon fan, but I definitely recognized his, his talent. And I guess I like him more now. I just didn't like him back in the day. When I used to watch NASCAR, I always liked Bobby Hamilton and Ward Burton. Those are my favorite drivers. But NASCAR to me just jumped the shark so long ago with all this nonsense that I just kind of lost interest in it. I do like Chase Elliott though. I like AJ Allmendinger too because I always race with him in here. AJ's always bumming setups off me for this car. And he's a pretty nice guy too. And he's pretty quick in the HPD. At Daytona Road, he wasn't but a few tenths off me there. And my best lap at Daytona Road's a 32.1, so I can actually knock down that track pretty good. AJ wasn't too far off. And he doesn't put in near the time I do in the HPD, obviously, so. He has all those real world stuff going on. It just shows how, how a talented guy like that can just jump in something like this and be fast right off the bat.
They say you cut the course.
Slow down.
Slow down and give up the time gained.
I think a lot of these guys are just getting tired of some of the nonsense, Yeah, Morgan Shepherd.
4 minutes 48.232.
That dude's he's just gonna live forever and keep racing. But he's not in the circus anymore, and I think that has a lot to do with it. These guys are just getting burned out with all the nonsense. Or Morgan Shepherd races a Skull car. Always a solid competitor. But you got to remember too, back when Morgan Shepherd was coming up, guys didn't get to the top level until they were older anyway. Now these guys are getting to the top level when they're 20 years old. By the time they're 35, they want to go enjoy some of that money and move on to something else. It's just a shift in age. How much time we got left? 18 minutes. Lee. Oh, did you really? That's awesome. Yeah, and finance is a big part of it, And that turns awful if you get it wrong. we started with 8 HPDs, if I remember correctly, or 7.
You have about 5 laps of fuel left. 3 minutes 32.6.
Oh, nice. And that section is just so tough. Yeah, man, that'd be awesome. Send me a picture. That's cool, man. That really is. Can you just send PM it to me in iRacing? I don't have Twitter. So I guess I'm putting about 1.5 or 2 seconds a lap on Matthew then. Nah. Yeah, those curbs are just killing the car.
3 minutes 31.319.
Oh, you don't? I thought you did. Take care. You can find me on Facebook, but my name on Facebook is John Taylor. But my picture, like my profile picture on Facebook, is front, like the front view of my M4. So it should be pretty easy to find amidst a sea of other John Taylors.
Right side. Clear on the right. Right side. Clear on the right.
Or if you find Jamie Ulmer, that's my wife, you can probably find my name through there. There might be a lot fewer Jamie Ulmers than there are John Taylors. All right.
Three minutes, 32.952.
Thank you.
No problem. Tricky spot for a pass.
How fast this GT1 car is. It's crazy.
Left side, clear on the left.
Thank you.
I was, what, over 195 on that straight, and I was just barely creeping by him. Imagine trying that in medium downforce. Still kind of puzzled or baffled by that curb causing me 34 seconds worth of repairs. Never seen that before. Usually a couple seconds, and it's usually significant, you know, difference in your performance with just a couple seconds worth of aero damage. But 34 seconds, and I wasn't that far off of my pace. I was losing maybe a second a lap if that much. It's I don't know, kind of odd, but yeah, it really hit the car hard too. The Ford chicane curving caught the back of the car and just flipped it in the air. It was really weird.
You have about 2 laps of fuel left.
Easily my fastest lap.
3 minutes 30.282.
Thank you, Scott.
Simple.
Well, I'm busting the over-under on the slowdowns tonight. The customary 8 to 10. I think I don't have any, or I think I have one. I have one slowdown. Highly unusual. Oh, jeez, one more lap. Thank you. Yeah, just one slowdown. But I did have a 34-second optional repair to do in the pits. The Ford chicane flipped the back of my car up in the air. It was weird. I didn't even hit it hard. Oh, slow down. See, you look at you. You're bad luck.
Thank you.
White flag.
Thank you.
10-4.
I wish I remember what lap that was on that happened, because I'd like to go back and see exactly what it did, because it just caught my back of my car, and I'd already gone over it with the front tires, and it was starting to turn back to the right, and it was a really hard jagged hit on the back underside of the car, and it flicked it it looped me in a circle, like airborne wise. It was weird. Never had it happen before like that. Oh, there is? You might have to find John Taylor then. Just look for the nose of a BMW as the avatar. Wow, I didn't think there'd be any Jamie Ulmers. Oh, wow. Well, she'd be the one that's like in Keller, Texas. There's something creepy. My stepmother's name is Jamie Ulmer as well. So my wife and my stepmother have the same name. And there it is, my first Le Mans win. Not that, I don't know, not really a win. Not when it really counts. Because even with a 34-second pit stop or repair in the pits, I'm still 28 seconds ahead. That's a case of I've spent a lot more time in this car than anybody else in this race has. Thanks, man. Yeah, 2 slowdown penalties. So, one in the beginning, early stages, and one at the end. So it wasn't like I had a bunch of them. And I didn't have one on the Mulsanne corner, where I usually get, 4 or 5 of them. So Brandon Ryan didn't even turn a lap. Don't know. Man, I sure would like to see what happened. I wish I knew what lap that was. You know what? I bet I can figure it out. Because it was a slow lap. This lap right here. Has to be this lap right here. Because it was my only 2 incident points of the race as well. Alright, so came across there okay. right there. Man, it killed the bottom of the car. Like I said, I had to get 34 seconds of optional repairs because of it. Boom, right there. Yep. And it just flung me. Bam. Yeah, you can see right there where it hit. Right there. So that's what it was. So it went across this and it kind of jumped, and when it landed on the curbing over here, and that's what did it. So that's what caused it. So that's good because I couldn't figure out what the hell had happened from in the cockpit. But that's what it was. It jumped. It hit this curb and jumped. As it landed, the back of the car landed on this, and it just bounced me right around. Because it was sudden. It was abrupt. It wasn't like the car was bouncing over the suspension or anything. So interesting. And it turned out to be my only 2 incidents. All right. Well. That was fun. Thanks for coming in and watching, keeping me company, guys. Appreciate it. It was kind of late, kind of a dull race, but hey, we've had worse, right? So until the next time, it's probably my last race for next several days, but that's why I wanted to get into this one. I saw there's people in it because I'm not going to be able to race tomorrow, and next week's work schedule is going to be like murderer's row, so I don't know when the next time is. I'll be able to actually get a race in, but I will definitely see y'all on this one, on the next one. So thanks for watching. Catch you later.